Hi guys, it's Azza here, welcome back to some clean, good racing. Okay, maybe not. Right, let's start again, shall we? For those of you who are new, my name's Azza, and we're just going to have a last couple of races on Forza Motorsport 7 before it completely dies out as a multiplayer racing game. So with that introduction out of the way, we're on Prague. We're on the short circuit of Prague and we're in A-Class, and I'm using a Nissan Skyline, the 2002 I believe it is, GTR. We then skip forward, because that race was kind of boring once I got in front, to absolute carnage on the first corner at Catalonia. I think it's called the GP circuit? I don't think it is. Either way, it's the middle one. So it's not the big one, it's not the short one, it's the middle one. And it's a track I absolutely hate because this chicane gets me every single time. And I'm sure it probably gets some of you as well. It's a horrific chicane, but it does really test the setup and your driving capabilities. So on the contrary, we got a great drive coming out of that chicane, got right up by the side of that 355 Ferrari, got a good drive out of that corner, but the old chap in that Ferrari matched my drive and I was unable to find the space to get up the inside. Now I can see first in the O2 Camaro, I know I'm faster than him, and I know all I've got to do is work my way past that Ferrari who just completely missed his braking point, because who needs brakes nowadays, especially in 2021, who needs brakes? Sending the GTR perfectly through the chicane and onto this long right hand sweeping corner. Make sure you don't get on the gas too early because you'll end up in that sand trap over there and it's horrific. It takes you months to get out. We skip half a lap forward. We're now right on this O2 Camaro and I'm looking to find where I'm going to overtake this geezer. Now, I know that car's got the legs down the straight. This Nissan GTR is nowhere near as quick down the straight. It's good on the acceleration, but it does lack once it gets into 4th and 5th gear, which is where the Camaro shines in comparison to this. Using all of the curb on the entry into the chicane, flick it left and then flick it right, get the power down nicely, short shift up into 3rd, then up into 4th, run that curb nicely and square it off. So skipping ahead, coming out of the last corner, we enter lap 3, I'm super deep on the brakes, ran it a bit wide on the entry, but that did mean that I could get on the power earlier to get that drive into this left-hander now. Again, it's another tricky corner. Don't use too much rumble strip on the right because some cars will bottom out and it will make it very unstable on the exit. Super late on the brakes there. Dived up the inside, the grip of this GTR showing its cause there. Up the inside on the right-hander, flick it left. And all we're going to do now is nurse the car home and take that checkered flag. So race number 3 takes us all the way over to California. Sonoma Raceway is a track that I absolutely love. It's a really technical track, and the only way to describe what vehicle I am using is the noob car. Rumour also has it that if you have it in lime green, it does add an extra 15 horsepower to the car. I'm just saying it's a rumour that's on the streets. I'm not saying it's true, I'm not saying it's false, but that's what I've heard. We're in 12th place, we're behind OC Spark in a Ferrari F50. The guy is all over the shot. Did very well to avoid the guy there. Stuck it up the inside, bit of a back end drift, which did slow me down coming on here. And we now have an Elise GT1 to play with. OC Spark sent me all the way to the yellow line, onto the grass. Big slide from the Lotus Elise GT1, and guess who gets caught up with it? As per usual, nothing to do with me, yet I'm in the centre of it. So we do skip a lap ahead, and as you can see, more catastrophe. 2 lads facing the wrong way. That's not the way you want to be facing on Sonoma. All 4 of us lads did very well to avoid contact there. Bit of a fight for 8th place there. Bit of contact. It did allow me to sneak through because them 2 were slowing each other down with the contact. Around the outside of 7th place there, effortlessly in this Porsche / noob car. And we now have 6th and 5th place to play with. Up the inside of this Lamborghini Gallardo or Gallardo, however you wish to pronounce it. Holding the inside nicely here just to try and force the guy to go around the outside. Left just enough space, but the guy was very clever. I then just went and did a send it up the inside and managed to take 5th place. Fairly easy in fairness. This Porsche, it's very good around this track. It's actually quite a solid tune. I think I did a 113.4, which isn't too bad. Now we skip to race number 4. Race number 4. Now, as you can see straight away off the get-go, it's going to be a good race. We've got an OP40 cutting pretty much half of the track, and we've only done about 100 metres of it. So up the inside of this Exige S, as you can see, placed it perfectly up the inside, rode the curb very, very well and flicked it right. There is contact going into the right hand corner, which did step the back end out, make it a bit light and unstable, but I managed to get the power down. The Exige though, the acceleration of that car just fired it up the inside of me, and as you can see, we're in for a good race here. We're in for a good race. Finally, a good race. Nice little love tap it again. So what's that? There's been 4, 5 corners max, and I've been hit 2 or 3 times. And yeah, unfortunately, that was the race. I was unable to have a good, solid race. I reckon I could have won that. I think I did get the fastest lap in that race. I do think I would have won it. I was just a bit unfortunate with the start, basically. So just a few races left. We're in A class, and we're in a BMW M5. One of the guys that subscribed to the channel, he did ask me if I could tune a BMW M5. Didn't specify which one, but I felt, hey, why not do this one? You know, it's going to be a lot more difficult to tune than the older ones, because we all know the older the car in A class, usually 9 times out of 10 the more competitive it's going to be. This car is fun to drive, you know, very, very fun to drive, and I do recommend that anyone who's just chilling, wants to come on for a few races and really challenge yourselves, get yourself on it. As you can see here, it's a monster, it's an absolute tank, nothing can knock it off, and it is literally the same size as the Titanic. So we cut now from lap 1 all the way up to lap 3. Nothing happened, I just managed to catch up second place. Lovely steady drift coming out of the first corner. This Porsche really late on the brakes there, a bit too deep, cut the apex perfectly in the M5, flicked it right, and ideally wanted to stick it up the inside there. The guy in second was very clever in his line, cut the inside off, so I was basically unable to stick it up there. That was going to be my best sort of overtake manoeuvre. Now, other than that, I did realise that my car, once it gets halfway through 4th gear, maybe 130, 135 mile an hour, that's when I start reeling this guy in. Okay, so getting it up to about 120, 130, as you can see there, that Porsche was a little pocket rocket compared to this BMW. However, once it was up and going, and we got from 3rd into 4th gear, that was when the power and the raw torque and speed of this M5 shined through, basically, and I was thinking now, right, the only place I can overtake this guy is on the back straight. So what I needed to do now was just stay with that car, stay close as possible to that Porsche. The Porsche did clip the curb there, ran a tiny bit deep, well corrected, and we managed to get the power down nice and early. Looking behind just to make sure there's nothing coming, and just showcasing off the horrifically brown colour this car is. Anyway, cutting into this right-hander here now, I was quite early on the brakes there, tried to keep it tight so I could get the drive out into this little left-hander. The Porsche ran really deep there, missed the apex on this right-hander, and I got the power down perfectly, used all of the curb, and now I was in his slipstream. As soon as we start getting into 4th gear, as you can see now, 31, 30, 28, 25, we're reeling him in, we pull out to the outside. I know I'm going to outbrake him on the outside here. The Porsche did absolutely amazing here, stuck it up the inside, parked it nicely. I got the power down, but the back end just stepped out slightly, and unfortunately it slowed my drive coming out, and unfortunately we were unable to get that second place. What a good lap slap that was though. And the last race of this video is the meme race, and as you can see, we start off with a wheelie from an OP40, so I eventually went down from 2nd to 5th. So we're coming into turn number 2, and I'm just hoping I'm far enough away from the guys behind to escape the drama, which I was. There's a bit of drama unfolding in front with the OP40 and the Exige. Little bit of a go faster tap from me just to give him that extra boost down the back straight. And we turn in, and GT Racer 1447 just thought there's no point braking. No point whatsoever in braking, just absolutely demolished that F40 and took me out with him. Managed to regroup in 8th place though, the Noble's up the inside there, he's in 7th place, and I was looking to go around the outside here, considering we're halfway through the first lap of a 4-lap race and we've had a wheeling OP40 and a car with absolutely no brakes. I cannot wait to see what the rest of this race brings us. So we cut a corner ahead and we're on this tight left-hander, and this OP40 is just not giving me any space whatsoever. There's been about 7 collisions in that one corner, but we managed to break free, and hopefully I can pick up enough of a gap on these 2 sort of corners here. But even with the grip that this Porsche does have, I don't think it's going to be enough to get myself away from that OP40. As you can see, we cut a corner ahead and the guy's up the inside already. We get the cutback 3000 activated, slam it up the inside there, cut the corner off perfectly there. There's no way he could have gone up the inside, but he's in the OP40. You all know what's going to happen. As you can see, the proximity, he just absolutely powers past me. And the guy just completely disables himself. He just don't, he just completely quit and was like, you know what, I'm out of here, I've had enough. And we meet again with a GT Racer. GT Racer 1447 up the inside of GT Racer here, using all of the inside curve there absolutely perfectly. Got the back end stepped out to ensure there was no cutting back around the outside, and I'm thinking I'm away from the guy. And as you can see there, my man, he's cutting corners I didn't even know were cuttable. He's just completely gone over that first corner. And I'm thinking, oh, this guy is just going to shoot himself in the foot. He's going to shoot himself in the foot somewhere, but just check this. The guy's cutting corners where corners shouldn't be cut. The guy's a mystery. The guy is a total mystery. Fair play to him. I mean, he's finding new lines. So yeah, we skip down anyway. Nothing's obviously going to happen there, and I slam it up the inside of him. Bit too early on the brakes there, bit of dab of handbrake there just to get the back end just stepping around nicely, and we fire it out, and the raw speed and acceleration of that Viper is going to send him up the inside, and I'm thinking he's just going to run wide. He's going to run wide, he's turned too early, he didn't run wide, but I just thought, you know what, I am going to go around the outside. I knew what he was going to do, I knew he was going to either let off or dab the accelerator just to push me out wide. And I've already got in my head, I know exactly where I'm going to overtake this guy. So on this tight left-hander, after this one, I'm going to get as close to him as possible here. I'm literally within touching distance of him now. And he's done very well, he's covered the inside line, but it's nothing compared to what I can pull out in this Porsche. What a manoeuvre round the outside of a Dodge Viper in this horrifically green snotty Porsche. So, well, that's the race, guys. That's the race. It was a bit of a longer video just to sort of say goodbye to Forza. And yeah, if you did like it, please like, comment and subscribe. And as always, lads, stay tuned for more.